Petros, thank you very much for joining me today. I'm sure everybody's very interested to hear your insights on our questions. The first one I've got for you is, what is one piece of advice that you can give to those that are new to the concept of living away for work?
So, Danny, when I first started working on a FTTH project in Germany, living away from home, from hometown was a huge adjustment for me. I remember talking to a friend at coffee and how strange, felt being in another city from where I was born, where my friends lived, and all this. And his advice was really helpful, and he just said me, try to create your own comfort zone wherever you live. So I used it and I tried to build a routine in my daily life, like, going for a walk every day or go for a run every day in the same time. So I can have a routine. And also I tried to, find local people or local anchors that I can be connected to. And so some friends that are living the same town that I am living, or colleagues that we can hang out after work and all this. So that was really helpful at the start. So I could, build my environment around where I could live. To be honest, during a demanding or phase of a project or during a demanding time frame in a work, uh, when you feel more stress, you want to be close to the family. So I try to arrange some calls with them, maybe to see them each other through Zoom or through Teams meeting to feel more, closer to them and to communicate better with them. Looking back, I think that adapting to living away from my home was transformative for me. It taught me how to embrace discomfort as a chance to grow, but both personally and professionally. In general, I think although at start is can be harsh, what you get at the end is very helpful for your life and your career.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, I think that's really great advice. I speak to a lot of engineers that live away for work, and often I notice that they throw themselves completely into their work, often doing a lot of overtime or only focusing on work to try and get the project done, so that they can obviously move back home, or so that they can sort of have that time away from site. But it sounds like what you're saying instead is use it to develop yourself and actually embrace that new location, embrace that new community, and hopefully that will give you lessons and give you new skills potentially as well.
Yeah, from my experience, this is the only way because otherwise it's not livable. And if the only focus is work, you lose so many different things and experience that you can get from a new town that you live, the new country that you live, people that are in a different, mindset, but you can always get things, get new experiences, and this is life, right? So at the end, this is what you should expect to do, not only focus on the job and live on the other side.
Yeah, brilliant. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, the next question I've got for you then is, having done your master's, what benefits have you personally seen to continued education and personal development?
Yeah, to be honest, this is something I thought a lot, especially in today's fast-pacing environment and changing world. When I was pursuing my first degree, I believe that an advanced qualification or an advanced master degree would automatically set me for success for a life. But over the years, what I have realized is that while a degree gives you a foundation and is useful, it's not a guarantee for the future and for your business life or for the work life. The world is moving too fast for that. You have to adopt and constantly learn new skills and stay relevant to what's coming on in the future. For example, in the FTTH projects that I'm working, technologies and methods even develop rapidly. When I compared my master in engineering degree in civil engineering, the focus was heavily on traditional construction methods, but now what I have seen the past years is have changed dramatically. Fast forward a few years and I could find myself heading to understand sustainable materials, digital project management tools, and even automation in construction. So AI has also been a part of the job lately. My master in science in energy management helped me bridge, some gaps between environmental sustainability things and became a central theme in infrastructure in general. So this was very helpful at the time. But even more recently, since I'm doing my MBA degree at the moment, this has shown me the importance not only to, to focus on the hard skills as an engineer, but also to bring more value using soft skills and strategic thinking. It's no longer enough to just, be technical competent. You need to understand the bigger picture, manage people, manage team effectively, communicate your ideas, and all these things that are mandatory to a managerial position. I often discuss with younger colleagues that come in our company or other friends who ask about the value of education. My advice is always the same: don't stop learning once you have a degree, because that is why how you can learn more skills and be more valuable, like coding or understanding AI impact in the field that you work in, or even negotiation tactic skills. These are always very helpful. And embrace flexibility, of course. The skills that you got here might not take you further. A colleague I think a colleague of mine, for instance, transitioned from engineering to data science since he saw that their opportunities were growing there. So, sum it up, degrees are valuable, but what you truly sets you apart is your ability to adapt to change, embrace new challenges, and keep your skill set always updating, building your skill set, I can say. Uh,
Yeah, brilliant. I think, that the interesting point that I took from that was, that I suppose being in education and, developing yourself theoretically at university, for example, keeps you sharp to those changes. I think you were saying there that, it teaches you to always be on the ready for, adapting and I suppose with that experience of always learning throughout your education, I suppose that probably makes it easier for you then to pick up these new changes and pick up the theory behind them when it comes to the industry that you work in.
for sure, yeah, being an engineer and have these studies, definitely, develop your mindset to be able to learn new things all the time, because science is science that's growing very fast and things change very fast. So if you use this, you can you can easily get the new skills that will be needed fast without staying behind in your job and in general in the environment that you are going to work or you want to develop yourself in.
Yeah, brilliant. Fantastic. Thank you. And finally, then, mistakes are inevitable for everybody, but how have you trained your mindset to overcome them as a leader?
Mistakes. So yeah, so who doesn't make mistakes? I think what we say back home, mistakes doesn't make this the one that doesn't work. So if you work, you will do mistakes. Uh, so there are stepping stones to growth, and often, the only way to truth learn. The mistakes are the only way to truth learn. The mindset didn't come naturally to me. So at first I was afraid of mistakes, but it's something I developed over time. Early in my career, I made what I felt like a major error. I underestimated the complexity of a project timeline, which led to delay in one of FTTH projects that I was working. At first, I felt overwhelmed and blamed myself for not being more thorough. But as I worked through the issue with the team, I realized two things. First, no one learns without making mistakes. And second, mistakes often teach lessons that no amount of preparation can, and no amount of experience sometimes can. Although, getting experience will most of the times will lead you to make the risk management better and better. But at the end, I think mistakes are inevitable. Uh, so, how I approach the mistakes, I try to reframe them as opportunities. When something goes wrong, my immediate question is, what can I take away from this? Mistakes highlight gaps in knowledge or processes or even preparation, and addressing those gaps make you stronger and more prepared for the future. Also, lead by example is also something that can be useful for the future career. So, as a leader, I make a point of admitting my mistakes openly. This creates a culture where the team feels safe to take risks and learn from their own mistakes. And finally, I'm trying to encourage experimentation. I once worked with junior engineers, so usually I work with junior engineers who was hesitant to propose new ideas because they felt failing. I told them, if you're not making mistakes, you're not trying hard enough, as I tell you in the start. So this is my approach to mistakes, and I encourage others to make it, and also sometimes even myself, if I will get something new from this.
Yeah, yeah, brilliant. I think it's a really powerful approach that to instead reframe it as a potential for opportunity because, like you say, I suppose it's true, isn't it? It's a lesson to learn. It's also it helps you to notice the potential for mistakes in the future. So maybe if you are a leader and you're seeing engineers that look like they may make the same mistake you've made in the past, you're going to recognize those signs earlier, which makes you a better leader because you can help prevent the problem, but explain to somebody maybe why or how they were about to go wrong. So I think it's a really powerful mindset to have, and I can imagine that it definitely takes away any worry that people may have then over making those mistakes.
Yeah, then I think that we have to accept human nature, and human nature is that mistakes will happen. It's just that you have to be prepared to face it, of course, make the needed corrections, and to be more wise to avoid them in the future. Keep your mind open, see what you could make it different and make it different in the future. But sometimes also it's just luck. You cannot avoid making mistakes because other factors will lead you there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Brilliant. Well, Petros, thank you very much for that. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Thank you very much, Danny. It was a pleasure for me too.